Lisa Bloom, a civil rights attorney who represents 11 of Epstein's accusers. Lisa, welcome back to The Story. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
How do you respond to what you just heard from him?
Well, every question you asked, his answer was to attack Democrats. There's not a single word about the Epstein victims. We know that there are hundreds of victims. I was very proud to represent 11 of them. And we want transparency. We want the files released. Donald Trump is trying everything he can think of to keep those files under wraps. Why? Because every time something is released, it makes him look terrible. I mean, today's release just shows the walls closing in on Donald Trump, showing how close that relationship was.
So I know you spoke to some of those victims that you represent today. What are they telling you?
Well, first of all, it's very upsetting when these documents get released piecemeal, drips and drabs. It just opens up the wounds all over again. We thought we were done when we got significant settlements against the Epstein estate and then against J.P. Morgan, who was found to have colluded with Epstein. But now there are these files and there are documents showing that Donald Trump himself was so close with Jeffrey Epstein and other high-profile people. They all need to be released at once. That's the only way to respect the victims.
So there's some 20,000 pages released today.
Yeah.
A lot of us are still trying to sort of comb through all of it.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular that stood out to you or stood out to your clients?
Well, you know, as a litigator, we call that a document dump. When you have to release something embarrassing, release 20,000 pages, you know, maybe that will bury it. But of course, everybody is reading it. What stands out to me is the conversations between Jeffrey Epstein and the writer Michael Wolff, where Epstein is saying, I could finish Trump. Basically, I could destroy him. And that goes back to the secrets that Donald Trump allegedly talks about in that drawing. I mean, what are the secrets? What does he know that he could finish him off? He says that Donald Trump was alone with one of the victims for a couple of hours. I mean, they're clearly talking about the girls. And Epstein is strongly suggesting he's got the goods on Trump.
Yet, there has been no criminal charges against Trump for many years. As Randy Fine just mentioned, when the Democrats were in charge, when Joe Biden was running the government and had his attorney general in there were no charges against Trump on this front. Mm-hmm. Do you have any evidence of actual criminal wrongdoing from President Trump?
I mean, he's such a choir boy, right? All we have are 28 women accusing Donald Trump of sexual misconduct, 4 of whom I represented. Donald Trump admitting in a recording that he went backstage at Miss Teen USA to watch the girls changing clothes, his vulgar language about grabbing women by the genitals, on and on and on.
But on this case,
a jury finding that he had sexually assaulted E. Jean Carroll. So in this case, no, because I don't have the files. They haven't all been released yet.
So what do you want to see happen now? And do you feel like they are going to be released? Because it seems like there's a real split in the Republican Party, and there are some really strong conservative members who are not beloved by Democrats who are standing up to President Trump here.
Yes, and thank you. Thank you to them on behalf of the victims. Thank you. It is very hard to stand up against your own party and your own leader, and we really appreciate that they're doing that.
And so, in terms of the way that he's handling this,
well, he certainly looks guilty, doesn't he? Right? I mean, why not just open up the files if he's innocent, if he hasn't done anything wrong? Why not just release everything? Just as a PR matter, it's generally good to get it all out at once, right? Suffer a couple of days of bad press and then move on. But Donald Trump is fighting so hard to keep this under wraps, and I think that speaks volumes.
Lisa Bloom, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your views. Always great to see you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Another big issue happening right now is this fight over the Epstein files. Democrats say, let's release them. There's a few Republicans that say, let's release them. You're not joining that group. Why not?
Well, Democrats don't want to release the Epstein files. If they had, they would have done it over the years that they were in charge. When they controlled the House, when they controlled the Senate, when Joe Biden was president, they had no interest in the issue. So this newfound interest in the Epstein files is frankly dishonest. I support what Speaker Johnson has been doing, which has been having the Oversight Committee do a full investigation into it. I don't buy the "we care about it now" nonsense from the Democrats.
There's been a bunch of emails and documents that have come out just today. Any of it concerning to you? Are there any questions you have about President Trump's role in all of this?
Here's what I know. If Donald Trump was implicated in the Epstein files, the Democrats would have rolled it out when he was running for president last year. They were willing to make things up to try to keep him from losing. Why? To make him lose? Why wouldn't they tell the truth if there was something bad? The fact that they didn't makes me know that there's nothing in there that is worth worrying about as it relates to him, and I trust the judgment of President Trump.
But if that's the case, then why doesn't President Trump just say release everything?
Well, we are going through the process in the House of going through the files, doing a complete investigation and releasing things. Those things are all being done. It's being released through the House. The Democrats just want to do a carnival show to distract from the fact that they shut down the government for 40 days. I think that's why this happened today, because they don't want to acknowledge their failure and they don't want to acknowledge the pain they put the American people through for absolutely nothing.
Congressman Randy Fine, Republican from Florida, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me again.